Is that better? There we go. I don't know why I was doing that. Not even music? You guys should have music. No, it wasn't muted. It was just the computer didn't recognize my soundboard. Always something. Super loud? Oh, I did forget to turn it down. How's that? I did forget. Okay, maybe you were right, Ian. Maybe I forgot how to stream. No, so I don't like using OBS, like plain OBS, just because it's not my favorite. So I use Streamlabs, and my lights went off. What the heck? Oh, this is going so well already. Hang on. We got to get the leg lamp. Turns off randomly, and I don't know why. Steven M., good to see you. Thank you for the $2 sub. Not much, man. Just trying to survive here. It's haunted. Yeah, it's... Wouldn't be a Taylor Live without issues. Yeah, I mean, we do need Ricky. Okay, now it's loud in my ears. Is the music still loud for you guys? How about that? It says fragile. We got a lot to catch up on. This isn't leather. This is a wax canvas jacket from Flint and Tinder. You can get it at Huckberry. Use my link. I like this jacket. However, this jacket is not meant for us beefy boys. I could rip this thing right now. It's also really not meant to be buttoned for me. It's an open shirt kind of thing. Oh God, Ricky's here. When is the next Taylor and Jeremy live? You should ask Jeremy. It's his fault we don't live stream anymore. Taylor needs your help desk services. No, I usually have to help Ricky. There's just a lot going on today. We had the drop for these suckers right here just a little bit ago. These are my pocket safes. It goes this way. So we got a little mini grooming kit. This one I have kind of packed to the gills, and this is just some mints. So I can answer any questions you guys have about these. Is the personal safe on carry commission? It's not on carry commission yet. It may be eventually, but these are on bestdamnedc.com or on the exclusive website. It's linked in the top line of the description, by the way. Was the lanyard bar only the product? No, that's not my product. I don't know where that went. Give me a second, I can find it. It's in here. So, I actually bought this after we got our first prototype because I didn't realize that this one already existed. This is from CountyCom. These are a little bit cheaper. They're also very thin comparatively. So if you want something thin and lightweight, maybe go with theirs. I really have too much in there. You can see the difference. This is their Strongbox. It's a ball detent, and it's very... It's nice, but I had already designed this. We had already done the prototype, and I like mine better, mainly because it's also somewhat fidgety. Dick. Yeah, I went with a thicker titanium on it. Just for this live stream, I want to take this out of here. I don't mind that this one's not fidgety for me, but kind of the point was for these to be a little bit fidgety. I'm not much of a fidget guy, but I want to show that it can be. Show them a sneak peek of what's coming on Black Friday. I don't even have one in here. I can't. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like this right now. Is that good enough? Yeah. So the titanium, whoa. The titanium one isn't as fidgety, and that's only because the Ultim lid, or Ultim by definition, is a lot lighter. FaceTime you. I'm not doing that, Ricky. You just want to be on here. Get out of here, Ricky. So this one was designed so that you can just kind of like flip it open. If you get the tension just right, it's a little bit fidgety and fun, but it can still fly off, obviously. The idea is that you can just kind of flip it really easily. I mean, you just barely push it and it flies open. Grab your mint, and then you can also close it. And I was doing drop tests with these earlier because somebody said that they were afraid that if you dropped it, that it would fly open. That's not the case. I can show you guys in a minute. But the titanium still works that way. It's just less so because this lid's so much heavier that you have to put more tension on it or push a little bit harder, and when you do, typically the magnets aren't strong enough to stop it and it flies off. Flying lid as you sold. Yeah, so the titanium works, but it's a lot more finicky. The Ultim is just super fidgety. As I fail 3 times in a row. Pocket safe shootouts. There we go. Let me pause that. These are not going to be on carry commission now. Brantley told us not to air our dirty laundry out on air, Ricky. I miss you, Brantley. For real, for real. And I can show you the older version. So this was prototype version 2, which I keep medicine in. You can see the difference in the size of the magnets. We also did a little more internal milling to make them a little bit bigger so they could hold a little bit more. Need a stop to prevent the flying lid. Well, then you can't get the lid off. So it's kind of I'll show you what, I mean, the prevention was increasing the size of the magnets, right? So on this one, if you try to do that, it's much more likely that the lid's gonna fly off because the magnets just can't stop it. As I continue to not fail with this one. You know what? I'm done. See you guys. Hang on, I'll be right back. Got me a package. Hates that you steal the thunder. I'm looking for the V1. I don't know what I did with it. I had it yesterday. What is going on? All right. We are going on Do Not Disturb. These guys are blowing me up. Ricky, stop blowing up my phone. Where is that V1? I want to show you the progression we made here. Tailor the Robin to Ricky's Batman. Hell no. Ricky is barnacle boy to this mermaid man. Okay, so this is V1. I like the black look. This was lasered and it like burned the Ultim and left it black, which was kind of cool, but it was not, it wasn't consistent. If you look really close, where are we going here? Come on. It wasn't consistent. Like there's a lot of variation. It wasn't very clear. So we instead chose to mill on the Ultim. But this was V1, so this drawer can go both ways. And the reason I like it for fidget factor, but the problem with it is that these magnets were not strong enough, right? There's only 2 of them. Well, 4 technically, but we doubled the magnets. But this one, especially the original titanium one, see that? It can just slide right through just from the weight of the lid. So that was obviously not going to work. So we increased the magnets in number and then put a stop so it can only go in one direction. The reason for that is if you were putting this thing down in like a pouch into like an elastic loop or something, if you're putting it in this way and it catches something, as you push it through the Velcro, it opens up and stuff falls out. So we wanted it to be directional so that you can put it in this way and it's never going to open on you when you're pushing it in. Seems like a tiny little detail, but it matters a lot because I used this one for a bit and stuff just always fell out of it. And then we decided to increase the size of the magnets so that it would hold the lid on a little bit better. So yeah, there were several iterations of it, but I knew that I didn't want it to be like this one. Like this one's fine, but because it grips around, so there's a lip here and the channel, and it grips around, it's very gritty. This one instead just slots through. It's very similar, but this one I think is way smoother. Can it fit a bear? Are you talking to me about this? More material options in the future. Brass, micarta, probably not possible, right? Yeah, no, we have plans. As long as these do well, we'll make more, and probably in different sizes, like bigger, smaller, maybe. The other thing you can do is swap lids on them, which I think is actually really neat. They're both 70, whether titanium or Ultim, but you can lid swap. And I like that because you can see inside it. Like if you want something that's a little more sturdy like the titanium, I like having the Ultim lid on the titanium box. I think it looks cool and it's very functional. This one, we all know it's just for fidgeting with. Yeah. This one I like too. I don't know which one I like more. I think I like the Ultim lid on the titanium box more, but it's still cool either way. And the idea, I think, eventually would be that we could do micarta, brass, and different materials, and you could swap all your lids out and stuff. Okay, so Zerk, oh god. We'll go this route here, because people were saying that they didn't think that they would stand up to being dropped. Now, I can't drop it on a hard floor right now because I'm inside. We are getting some more of these in the mail for us to mess with, and maybe we'll do some torture testing then, because I actually had never even thought about dropping this thing. I think the whole idea is to not drop it, but Ultim will go above head height. Totally fine. It didn't move at all. I did this earlier on Instagram. And here we'll go arm's length over my head. Up 2 fingers. This is how it landed, and no movement whatsoever. So I've dropped them a bunch, and that was another reason for increasing the size of those magnets. This one, I don't want to do this with pills in it, but I bet this one will. This is the other Ultim one, the old one. All right, let's try it again. Go on the corner. Totally fine. Sweet. Better durability than an iPhone. Wonder why PP Plastic won. Why does everybody, like, why is that the thing to say about Ultim? Like, I get it if you don't like it. You don't have to like Ultim. Nobody's telling you to like it. But, like, is that the only insult or thing that you can come up with? Altoid tins are the GOAT. Well, that's why I also made these. I have, these are all empty. These actually were what these came in. But I have a nesting set of tins like this. Is this the biggest size? There's one bigger. There's one that fits in the middle that's a normal Altoid size, and then there's a little mini one that is here. A little mini one that I have a fire kit in. I was just moving stuff around for photos. I had my fire kit in this titanium one. You like the hat? Hat is available at bestdamnedc.com or the link in the description. Brantley, that's who asked the question. Brantley, get out of here. I mean, you could just walk to the shelf and get one. Let's be real. Brass or copper would be fire. I agree. Taylor needs to design a knife and a watch. Way ahead of you, buddy. Long-time watcher, first-time commenting. Love my bum bag. Awesome. Welcome, Charles, and thank you. I probably shouldn't open this on camera. This will get me demonetized. This is some pipe tobacco, but I do want to smell it. So I'm just gonna crack it open and take a smell off camera. Oh, dude, I am so ready to go put this in my pipe. Hang on. Demonetized. Holy crap. That smells so good. Whoa. Whoa. That smells so good. This is C&D Autumn Evening. Autumn Evening, Andy. I knew you'd be asking. What's it smell like? Maple syrup. That's what it's supposed to smell like, and that's what it smells like. Holy crap. I am looking forward to that. Keep pills, band-aids, and earplugs in a custom ultra mini, half size of a matchbox. Ooh, that is really tiny. Your pocket safe could store pipe tobacco. It's a little small for that. I mean, you could get one bowl out of that, maybe. Maybe. Ooh, I want to show you guys something. I got a new toy, and I want to show you guys. Ricky, check this out. All right, pretty cool. It doesn't look as good, and there's a reason for that. But, do you want to see something? Ah! What? What? Is that weird? Is it too weird for live streaming? Or does it make it feel like somebody's here tracking me? Is it more natural, less natural? I just wanted to experiment with it. fast equals weird. Well, if I'm going slow and, you know, like just readjusting. Looks like VR. Ha! you can't outrun this thing. Looks cool, but you look really pale. Yeah, I was trying to tinker with settings on there, and there's just not much you can do. You can do more image adjustment when you're shooting a video with this thing, but as a webcam, there's not nearly as much. I mean, I could do it here maybe. I forgot about that. You can do this. Configure video. Where'd that go? Okay. Oh, that doesn't give you any. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, God. Oh, stop. Stop. Why is it doing that? Oh, man, that was weird. Roll. Oh, whoa. Nope. Don't do that. Go back to default. Oh, God. What did I do? All right, I'm going to stop playing. I thought it had, oh, okay. Stop messing around. First live stream that you've gotten motion sickness on, though, isn't it? Ooh, color range. Full color range? Does that do anything? Rec 709 color space? Not really. All right. I tried. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Does the camera track you 360? Yeah. Yeah. Slap an ND filter on the thing. Yeah, I mean, I can adjust the brightness. But it felt like... See, that feels too dark. Is that right? Is that better? That might be better. Looks really dark from here, though. So the thought process is there's a way that you can RMTP stream from this thing, and I could stream while I'm like in my shop working on stuff or something. Who would it focus on when Daddy Ricky is in the house? Too dark? Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know what to do about it. That is one stop. Whoa, that's bright. What did I do? All right, that's back where we started. You can also control it with gestures. It's news to me. The plan here, I guess, was to just be able to do stuff like this where I can get a uptight shot on something. Is the camera... Oh. Can't confuse it too much. The only thing about this camera that I don't like in this face tracking is that when you face track, it puts your face dead center. And I wish they could change that because it really needs to be there. I don't know why. I mean, DJI should know that you don't want the focal point of your, like, especially a human subject to be dead center frame. OBS bot. Anyway, it's just an experiment. We can see how it goes. This obviously looks better. Cute cover on my monster can. Thank you. I thought so too. P&W Bushcraft made me a vintage Pendleton koozie. And I don't really drink beer, so I put it on my Monster cans. What camera? What's up, Cutting Miniac? What camera what? This camera to the side or this camera? Because this one is a Sony FX3. This is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Yeller. Yeah, this one does. The colors look a little off on this, but not sure why. I probably didn't change the white balance. What do I drink then? Bourbon or scotch? Yes, to both of those. I'm not going to answer your watch question. Do you have a watch question? Sorry, I'm bad at keeping up today. You asking about this watch? This is my Greg Stevens design Explorer 3A, I believe is what he calls it. And this is a Big Idea Design leather NATO. That thing's like bleeding on my skin though. My arm is turning yellow. This quality is amazing, by the way. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I guess the point originally was to talk about like these little. Oh, do I have any thoughts on the Bulova hack watch? I don't know what that is. Camera's putting him work. Always. So this is how I keep my, this is what I've been doing with this tin for, oh, I broke the needle. It's a heavy duty needle that somehow broke. I got plenty more of them. G-Shock the world. In a world. So this kind of has to go in here pretty specifically because the magnets, if you don't, that's far enough of a distance away from the magnets that this sim tool isn't jumping up. But if it gets turned up on its side or anything, as soon as this magnet goes over, oh, it fell. It'll pick this thing up. And that's okay there, but when it picks it up, like this, it pinches. It's probably how that needle broke. So what I have to do is sit the Swiss Army on top of it. EDC Knife and Tool, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. And to answer some questions that have not been asked, but I'm sure will be, yeah, the plan is to get back into a normal streaming schedule as soon as possible. Ricky and I were on the road for a long time and came back to a surplus of work, and I just did not have the time to stream. But the plan moving forward is definitely to stream every Friday again. Bulova hack. That looks pretty decent. I wouldn't buy it only because I have like 8 field watches. But that looks nice. It looks like the like a nicer version of the Timex Expedition Scout or the Timex James brand. Well, I don't know what model that is. North or something. I can't remember. Like they all, like the whole point is pretty simplistic watch face for a field watch like that, and they all kind of look the same, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying it does kind of look the same. Why don't you use a Garmin watch with a built-in flashlight? I think my gym bag's in the truck. I use a Garmin watch every week. Expedition North. That's it. Sam, what's up? Hey, Sam, I got an email from somebody who told me that you told them to email me about an interview for locals in Denver. What? I'm not in Denver, you know that. It was an awkward reply for sure. They were like, Samson Tran told us that we should reach out to you for an interview about really cool things happening in Denver. I'm like, great. What's happening in Denver? Because I'm not from there. You know, I'm kind of disappointed in you guys, if I'm going to be completely honest. As much as I love Big Idea, I want a field watch from an actual watchmaker. Well, the Big Idea design watch is made by RZE, who is, unless you're talking about like a company who's also making their own movements or something. But yeah, I am disappointed with you guys. Do you want to know why? My friend here has not been properly addressed. Nobody even asked about my friend here in the background. Someone did mention it. The glow of Triple H. Well, RZE, well, they don't only make watches now. They make totes and stuff, but mostly they're watches. Someone said a Triple H needed to be oiled. Now, what I didn't think of, Sam, is whether they were talking about Denver, Colorado or Denver, North Carolina, because I'm only like 40 minutes from Denver, North Carolina. Whose uncle is that? Stone Cold was the man. Should cover my face and see if the other camera will focus on Triple H. I can have this camera. Look at this. Look at that. This camera is now actively tracking Triple H here. We can have Triple H cam. Wait, is this going to get me demonetized? Oh man. We'll come back to him for commentary later. Why Triple H? Because I went to a vintage store that's near here, and they had a full-sized cutout, a real-life, true-to-life-sized cutout of Triple H, and I was like, I want that. I don't even like wrestling, but I wanted this. So I asked them, and they said, it's not for sale. And I said, okay, that's fine. And then I asked them again, and I asked them again. And then last weekend, I asked them, and they said, I'm going to get a DMCA notice. I asked them, and they said, we're kind of tired of looking at this thing. Do you really actually want it? And I said, yeah. So I asked how much. They told me a price, and I was like, yeah, I want that. They don't actually care where you're from. They are based in Denver. As long as you can spell Denver, you're good. Have I ever checked out Formix? Yeah, Formix watches looks pretty cool. Needs better trunks. Yeah, he is a little bit underdressed for the occasion. You know what I mean? We're going to put Triple H back in the background. It's actually my bodyguard. I've scared myself 3 times now walking in here, and that just being placed like right here by the door. Doesn't disclose price because he's ashamed of what he spent on it. No, it's $50. Like, I'm happy with that. Put some carry commission gear on him. Yeah. His eyes follow you. Totally worth. Yeah, it's totally worth $50. Come on, this is history. Ricky is not my bodyguard. I have to be his. Worth $100. Yeah. No shit though. Like I've come into the office 3 times now and just kind of like startled by this 6'3" man standing in here in underwear and boots. What did Triple H stand for? I don't know. I've never known. Like I said, I wasn't really I watched wrestling when I was a kid. I was a huge Goldberg fan back in the day. And then I was never a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. I don't know why. But I used to watch it with my grandpa just because he liked it so much, and it was like our bonding activity. He hath Hardys. That's it. Yep. Hunter Hurst Helmsley. What a name. Have you pranked your wife leaving him in the kitchen by the fridge at night? No, but I actually, there's somebody coming through my door because another door was locked. So I said, yeah, you can use my door. And I walked in fast, turned around and threw Triple H right there. So when he opened the door, he was, ha! I'm going to try and get Jordan with it. I'm going to put it in the carry commission office. Maybe tonight, so that when he gets here on Monday morning, bright and early, he'll be there watching, waiting, ready to pounce. Since we're on the topic of office decor, I want to show you something else. I just want you guys to know you caused this. You caused this. Okay? You guys caused this. My wife painted this for me. Not truck nut miniatures. Hey, Alex, you framed this for me. There's a gnat inside the frame. You see that? That's a gnat. How'd you manage that? Yeah. Everybody tell Alex how great of a job she did. She disappeared one night and she was like, I'm going to go paint. And I was like, okay. And then she came back hours later with a pickled egg jar. We do need to get it on the wall, but Ricky put it up here. The eggs look so real that the gnat had to test it. I went to buy some pickled eggs and they didn't have any. Where'd you try, William? And where are you in terms of the country or the world? Never been so intimidated by cardboard before. Yeah, same. Like every time I look at myself over here in the monitor and he's just staring over my shoulder. Yeah. Arno Bernard. I don't know who Arno Bernard is. Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, so pickled eggs are more of like a southeastern thing, I think. How long do pickled eggs stay good for? Indefinitely. They're stored in vinegar. It's like a pickle. Stay good forever. Nothing that's bad for you can live in the vinegar bath. It's a preservation tactic. I will not try pickled eggs. I'm afraid I would like them and they sound gross. That doesn't make sense. Try them. If they're good and you try them and they're good, then you've missed out this whole time. If they're bad, then you don't have to worry about it. They found some in the pyramids. We have pickled eggs in southwestern PA. Yeah, but that's still like East Coast-ish, you know? We didn't find any in Utah when we went, which was not a surprise, but it didn't occur to me until we went into the Costco or the Sam's Club that we were not going to find them. Like I walked in and I was like, you know what, guys, we wasted our time. They're not going to have them here. We still looked for them anyway, but they had no idea what we were talking about. The red comes from beet juice. No. The red comes from, I believe, because the people that make the pickled eggs are the same people that make pickled sausages, and I don't know where these pickled eggs originated, but I imagine because the southeastern, especially North Carolina, hot dogs are pink, like hot pink, not a little bit pink, they're like almost red. So I think it's just food dye. That's all it is. But I think it's just because they were already doing a brine solution for those pickled sausages, and they're like, hey, let's throw some eggs in there. It's not beet juice. It's not beet juice. I will show you if you don't believe me. Ingredients: eggs, water, vinegar, salt, red color. Memphis, Tennessee. Red dye. That stuff that's terrible for you? Yeah, that's what it is. Pickled eggs and hot mamas is all over the Pacific Northwest too. Weird. There are hard-boiled eggs that are put in with beets and beet juice. I'm sure, but these pickled eggs, it's just red dye. Now that's good. I make spicy pickled eggs and I put hot sauce in the brine and it turns the eggs a pink coloring. I want to make my own pickled eggs. I got some pickled quail eggs when I went to an apple orchard a couple weeks ago, and they're great. Spicy pickled eggs, they're great. Yeah, I wasn't saying that there aren't pickled eggs with beet juice. I'm saying that the Hannah's that we have is just red dye. Ever had a Kool-Aid pickle? Can't say that I have, guy. No way. Oh, you're talking to Ian. Never mind. Red dye number 47. Starting to ship pocket safes right now. Hell yeah, you hear that, guys? Brantley's on it. Thanks, Brantley. I appreciate you. Did you catch the game last night? Do you like hot fudge sundaes? Sorry, that's an inside joke. Got any recommendations for a Scalpel foldable? They're all over Amazon. They're everywhere. God, stink bugs are all over this office. I have some down here. And this thing, it's a mess right now. Just like everything else in my office, but here's one. And oh, there's my green pen. I'm looking for that. Both of these are on Amazon for like, I don't know, $15 to $30. So, I don't remember. I think this one was like 20 some bucks. It's a little hard to hold because it's so small. This one feels a little better, but I think it was cheaper. I think this one was like 15 bucks. I'm just wigged out by the way that they slot on. So if you're familiar with these things at all, you kind of push up here and slide. So you have to, God, it's just sketchy. I just always feel like I'm going to slice my finger off. There's just no good way to do it. Ugh. God, it's so sketchy. Same thing with this one. You just lift and slide. And it just feels super sketchy. Now, if I'm not mistaken, God, with gloves is a good way to do it. Dude, gloves, these things are so sharp that gloves are not going to really help. Even if you have leather gloves, these things will go right through leather. They are wicked sharp. Look at that. Come on. It's like dust off my finger now. They are ridiculously sharp. There is a tool to do it. Well, I don't have that tool, sir. They are cool. I bought all of these for an unusual EDC video, and I'd never included them. But I've got several of them. There are even smaller ones from Titaner. Don't buy that one because they ripped off the 3 Crane guys, but 3 Crane makes one as well. And then there's also this. There's not a scalpel, but it's a little mini utility blade. These are $2 at Harbor Freight. $2. And they work well. Design flaw on the blade change. That's how they all are. Every single one of them. Now, you can get Scalpel-esque blades for outdoor element knives, and their blade change is way easier. Did we get a pocket dump yet? Actually, no. What about the TPT slide? You wish they had a TPT slide in brass. So do I. Patience, my friend. Yeah, I obviously carry the TPT slide pretty regularly. Basically every single day. For like, I don't know, however long the TPT slide's been out. I've had one in my pocket almost every day. I before that carried the TPT. So I really like replaceable blades like this. So I obviously carry a bunch of knives all the time, but I like having something that I can just thrash and just fly through some cardboard without ruining my own knife that I'm going to have to resharpen. I know some people disagree with that, but I like the ability to destroy a blade like that and not have to worry about it, especially on something like cardboard, which I go through a lot. Bettina Turner, you were beginning to wonder if your comments were muted. No, there's just a lot going on and I can't keep up with everybody. I try. I feel like I'm especially bad at it today because I'm out of practice. Yeah, somebody says Millspin makes a brass utility slider. I have one in copper, but I can't remember who makes it. Like, obviously, Giltech made a copper one back in the day. I cannot remember, and I also don't even know where it is, but I had recently a copper utility knife. Is it in here? Here's one. But you're not going to carry that in your pocket. There's no sheath. That is the bench blade. There's also this thing. There's also this thing. There's also these cool blades that we sell. Yeah, I don't know where the copper one went. It was cool. It had a button on the back that you had to push the blade out. I wish I could remember who made it. Jamie stuff is killer. This thing's awesome. I mean, I wish it was toolless for blade change, but having a full handle on something like this is really nice. I mean, obviously you can also go with the TI utility knife from Big Eye or the Chavez Chubb for something kind of like this. But for what this is and the price that he charges for these things are awesome. If you just want something that you can have around, I mean, you could have a leather sheath made for this thing if you really wanted. But it's called the Bench Blade Turnback Knife Co. That's who it is. You are correct. I have a turnback knife somewhere. Not sure where. I've been all over the place lately, and I've lost a lot of stuff. I need to deep clean. I was just double checking to make sure it wasn't right here. I saw something. What is one thing you rather use your knife for than a TPT slide? Food prep? Basically everything but cutting cardboard boxes. I have not handled the shark cub. Can you recommend a full titanium slip joint? Yeah. Where is it? I don't know where mine is, but Jack Wolf makes several full titanium slip joints. I think it's in this. Mine's not full titanium. Mine has micarta, but there's a model that does not. That's not here. Yeah, tactile bear. I do have one of those in this cabinet. Hang on. I had a moment of clarity. This is that turn back that I was talking about. Getting the blade back in is a little tough, but this thing is buttery smooth. Yeah, it's got a little pocket clip. It's very rudimentary, but it's solid. And then to change the blade, you just push the button in and extend it out a little further. And I'm going to put one of these in there. See if it takes a Tajima. It does take a Tajima. Best blades out there. I have an Overland Sport on the way for food prep blade. Those are good, man. Really, really good. Yeah, but this thing's cool. It's really cool. Speaking of titanium slip joints, there is the Beer Buster Jr. from Essenix, which is awesome. There's also a Workhorse slip joint, I believe. I don't know if he did a production. I think he did. And then this is the laid back jack from Jack Wolf Jig TI. Hang on. I'm going to get my bear just so I can show you. It's worth talking about the bear among these two for one very, very important reason, and that's just how thin this thing is. It is so thin. The top one, this is the Beer Buster Jr. It's based on the Sod Buster. And then we have the laid back jack, and this is the Tactile Knife Company bear. So the big difference between these three, specifically the big difference between this one and these two, is that this is USA made in Texas by Tactile. Fits in a package of gum. Yeah, this thing is tiny, super tiny, but it doesn't feel like weak. It's not a hard use slip joint like a Jack Wolf, but it's nice. A TI gum package. What are you guys talking about? Forgot Titanium ripped off a Scalpel design. Time to cancel a Kickstarter pledge. Yeah, that sullied them in my eyes so bad because they completely undercut somebody with their own design. And I don't want to get into a topic of China and whatnot and cultures and whatnot, but it's just that whole thing sucked. Since we were talking about it, these both. Yeah. Talking about utility knives and stuff. We have the TI utility blade or TI utility knife from Big Idea Design. You notice this one didn't open all the way. And that is because this was an early prototype and the detent's wrong on it. So you can open it, but if you don't get it just right, it just kind of... This one is very snappy, no matter what. I mean, look how strong that detent is. This one's great. This one could use some work, which is why they fixed the detent before they made them. Yeah, but a good size utility knife if you need something more robust. Got a lot of stuff stacking up here. I have been looking for this for a while, though. It was just in the bottom of one of those bins. Taylor, thoughts on Rec PM2 avocado? I miss one every time. I would love to own one. I miss them every single time. I do need to talk about this real quick. We have some new stuff that I can show you guys. I got a lot of stuff in the mail, and I didn't get to open it on camera because I didn't know when I was going to go live again. But this is pretty cool. This is the Vosteed Thunderbird. It has LMAX steel, and it is a plunge lock, but the plunge is actually cut on a track inside the blade, so it's all enclosed, which I think is pretty cool. That's not how most people do it, but that's how you can have this kind of front flipper and rear flipper in a button lock like this. It's pretty cool. Feels good. It's got a nice choil. Looks good. And I like the satin flats with the acid washed grinds, if you want to call it that, and fuller and swedge. What I don't like is that it is technically like a Sponto, I guess. There's a very slight Yacote right there because this has a combo grind or a so it's a hollow and then flat grind at the top. So compound grind. I would almost rather this just be a straight drop point, but I mean, that's the decision they made. But it is nice regardless. I like it. Feels good. The action's smooth. It's kind of hydraulic feeling. Snappy. I do like the aesthetic of it. That two-tone blade with the satin flats looks sick. But I would have preferred it to just be a drop point. What's in my pockets today? I knew we would get there eventually. To the surprise of probably no one, we have my Magna Cut offensive wicket from Knives by Nuge in this Topo ambi sheath from Offensive Industries. The word of the day is Yacote. If you didn't know, just as an aside, a Yacote is where the two edges meet. The two bevels on a Tanto blade. Where they meet is the Yacote. Now you know. We also have the ARC in the pocket because it's basically always in the pocket now, which means no power pint. Same wallet I carry basically all the time. I switched to a titanium wallet and then almost immediately back to my heirloom, rustic heirloom hitchhiker. Yacotes. I just threw this in the pocket just because I found it. But I have this in my back pocket. Yellow Birch Outfitters Pocket Pro and Camo. I have another mini click pin from Big Eye in there. This is the Carry Commission one. and my TPT slide and a field notes with some alcohol prep pads in the back. And then this flashlight. And then this Hank. I don't know what the deal is with camo lately. I have so much camo and I don't know why. Wubin X3, and this is a awesome Hank's, like miniature Hank. It's very small. I do have a Zippo too. I got a lot of stuff in my pockets today. With a Thunderbird. Lots of green. Like, more than normal. And then it did have this. I took it out of my pocket, but it's in my jacket. I have way too much stuff. This is not normal. My normal carry is like this. That's normal. All right, let's put this up. You guys missed my breakdown. If you weren't on my Instagram live stream earlier, you missed my breakdown of the wickets. I have a wicket collection now. Good budget EDC fixed blade recommendations. 3 blades is crazy. Yeah, I don't normally do 3 blades. I really don't, but here we are. No, I don't do appendix carry with my knives. I almost exclusively do pocket sheath carry, maybe sometimes a belt carry, just a up and down. Not scout or appendix or anything like that. So somebody asked about best budget EDC fixed blade. The first one that comes to mind is the Lackey, the Ferrum Forge Lackey. I've never personally owned it, but it's effectively the Ferrum Forge Stinger as a fixed blade, which I really like. I think it looks good. It's simple. It gets the job done. I don't know if I really have any other budget fixed blades that I can think of off the top of my head. The Mink, going back to, Vosteed. Is it in here? That's the AK1. Here we go. So this is the Vosteed Mink. It's very AK1-esque. I don't remember what blade steel they're coming in. This one is in like 3 CR. So like barely holds an edge. Kaiser Harpoon. That is also another fixed blade. I've never owned it, but CRKT Minimalist. I didn't ever love the Minimalist. I'm going to show you why. Well, I can explain to you. It just doesn't fit in my hand very well. But I want to show you this thing. This actually is a good segue and maybe a good answer to the question. How do you like how I store my fixed blades? So I got a bunch of stuff. A whole lot of stuff at Georgia Bushcraft. If you're not familiar with Outdoor Element, that's because they don't really exist in our realm a whole lot. But they do have, I don't know where that knife is, but they have another fixed blade. Is it in this tub? I swear it has to be. Yeah, it's at the bottom, of course. Since we're talking minimalists. We're getting there. This mic is just in the way today. So, CRKT Minimalist. This is the cleaver blade. The hardware is all busted and jacked on this one. So, It's all stripped out and I can't replace the scales. So problem number one. But the minimalist just doesn't fit in my hand that well. Like, it fits between my fingers right, but it just doesn't feel like it fits right. I don't know how to explain that. But people love this. It's just never resonated with me. It's a great budget blade if you can get into this grip. The grip for me doesn't hit quite right. I think it's just the size of my hands. Like I don't know. It never really sat well with me. But this knife right here is extremely similar. This is the Contour Feather from Outdoor Element. Very similar knife to the Drop Point Minimalist. And this one fits my hand a little better. And I think it's because it doesn't have 3 grooves through your fingers. It's just got that one main one. And that's where this fits just a little bit better. I mean, it's even smaller in the handle, but it just fits better. I don't know. This has got a lot going on, though. Why is there a hex wrench? I don't know. I think it's just because. So this is more of a bushcraft style blade, like a small neck knife kind of thing. This is a bearing block for a bow drill. So you put the end of a spindle in there and you can hold your knife and run your bow drill. So that's got a use to it. There's also a whistle in the handle. So a lot of stuff going on here. And then the sheath, there is a ferro rod so you can throw some sparks. And then a ceramic hone in the sheath. So there's a lot going on there. These are like $50, I think, with VG10 steel. So these are unreleased. We have the flicker feather and the scalp feather. I think these will come out January, February-ish. I don't know. I was not told to talk about these, but they told me that I could. So we're going to talk about them. Let's do flicker feather first. Of course, I opened it upside down. These are just like newer versions of the Contour Feather. A little bit bigger. Still a good size. And this one is like our Cleaver Minimalist, except for it's a razel. So it has 2 bevels on it. So the sharpened bevel and another bevel up here that's more like a chisel. I mean, it's same bevel angle, and it is chisel ground. So also VG10. They moved the hex wrench out here. I'm not sure if that's just to be a hex wrench or if there is like some outdoor use for it. Let's see. Just says hex driver. I wasn't sure if there was, because they do several tools that work with like isobutane tanks, and I wasn't sure if that would turn something on a stove or something, or I don't know. I wasn't sure, but no, it's just a hex driver. Pretty cool. I like the size a lot. And then the same deal with the sheath minus the ceramic hone. So you have a big ferro rod, but no ceramic hone. And I like this. This clip works well. The only problem with this setup for a clip is how much of the knife is sticking out of your pocket. So you could flip it around to the side if you need right-hand carry like I would do, but so much of this is sticking out of your pocket. Same with this. For me, this would be more of like a strap carry solution, not in the pocket. And then, oh, that's where the whistle went. He told me that the whistle went missing off this one, but they come with a whistle like this. So you could attach the whistle somewhere else, or you could leave it on your knife if you wanted, but this is the same deal, but drop point. This one I really like. Like, this knife is actually really sick. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are just a little bit more expensive than the contour feather. I think they're going to be, I don't know if he told me pricing. So I'm just going to assume, don't take my word for this, I'm going to assume that they're going to be a little bit more like 60, 70 maybe, 75 maybe. Yeah, this drop point's pretty sick. It is VG10 steel, which not everybody's going to love, but that is a perfectly fine steel, especially for that price point. Yeah, I think this looks nice. He's simplified the design a lot, and this one does have the ceramic notch just for honing. What I would do maybe is also just glue some leather here, and then you could have a strap here too. VG10 isn't a bad steak at all. You know, if I'm not mistaken, VG10 is not a steak at all. It isn't a bad steel. It's fine. I'm just kidding, Tyler. You don't have to delete your message. I thought it was funny. Yeah, so I think what they're doing at Outdoor Element is pretty cool. What's going on there? There we go. I think this is pretty unique. This one, I think a little too much is going on. That bearing block is just a little much for most people, but I don't know if this one's in REI now, but they do have a couple of knives and gear in REI. What they actually focused on, or my first experience with Outdoor Element, is these fire beaners, which I put in my unusual EDC video. So it's a carabiner, has a little strap cutter or rope cutter, flathead. It's really small. Some key hooks so you can actually put your key rings outside of the spring gate. And then it also, since it's called the fire beaner, it has a, I'm spinning the wrong way. It has a striker or a spark. So also pretty cool. These I know are at REI. But yeah, I hope that helps. Some stuff that people haven't seen. First look. Oh, also I gotta watch the time. I gotta go in a few minutes because I have some errands to run. I have to go find some brine for a turkey. I'm gonna smoke a turkey tomorrow. This is completely unrelated to everything we've talked about. Par for the course for me, but it's something you're gonna see it in the next video. We can talk about it here because I'm super hyped on this thing. Traeger pellets come with brine. I've got a recipe. It's actually a Traeger recipe. I don't have a Traeger, but I have a Traeger recipe for a smoked turkey. These things, you guys should know about them. Fix-It sticks. I am so hyped on these things lately. So I learned about them from Brandon at BattleBox, Brandon Curran, good friend of mine. We were at Georgia Bushcraft. I needed a screwdriver, and he let me borrow this. I obviously had my Leatherman, but I needed 2 screwdrivers, and he was like, hey, try this thing out. So it's just 2 of the same piece, basically. Creates a T-handle based on the 1/4-inch bit. You can connect these in any combination of ways, and you have 4 bits on the T-handle, and then you have another 12 here, right? Yeah, 12. Pretty neat. These are like $40. Very compact. This is like the best truck tool ever. Everyday Kelt, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you. And then we have the bigger one. This one is a little special. So you also have a 1/4-inch here. This one does not come out. So you only have 3 bits on this one, but this one has a little ball lock. and it's a ratchet. Ratcheting T-handle screwdriver. This thing is awesome. I am obsessed with ratchets lately. Sorry, not sorry. Then to get it off, you pull the ball lock back. You also get a pry end on it. Do they have T6 and T8 or just hex? Yeah, I'll show you the bits in just a sec. So you can take that bit out and then you have a pry. They have brushes. They have all sorts of different attachments that are not typical bits over on their website, like a cleaning brush. These, I think, originated as a tool set for working on your firearms. Yeah, I am ratchet. Thank you so much for that. So bits, this is a, zoom in, almost all the way zoomed in, 5/64 hex, which is really random. We also have T6, T8, T10, T15, 20, and 25. That's in the ratcheting set. They do have different bits that come with them. And then we have a 345 for hex, and then Phillips 1, 2, and a flathead at number 5 flathead. Yeah. 5 or 6. 5. You should check out the small ratchet driver set from Harbor Freight. So I've heard that Icon ratchet is awesome for the money. Leatherman ratchet driver MIA, man. Dude, they've been out of stock for a long time. I mean, I'm glad I have one, but they have been out of stock. I use those things pretty regularly. So the talking price, these are like $40. These are like 80. The ratchet set is like 80. But this set, just the basic fix-it stick at 40, comes with, what is that, T10, T15, T20, T25, T30, and that is a 2.5 hex. You also have 1/8 hex, 5/64, and 3/32, as well as 5/32 and 3/16, and a number 5. Your other Torx, if I'm not mistaken, no. So there is no T6 or T10 or T8, I mean, on this one. I thought there was, but you just have more hex, 3 more hex, and then a Phillips. So they're reselling for $300 on eBay. What is the Leatherman ratchet drivers? $300 on eBay? No way. I don't believe it. I have one more thing from Fix-It Sticks to show you, though. So this is their optics cleaning kit, or not cleaning kit, but tool kit. Dude, we're going to have to look that up. I want to see that. That's crazy. So this has a 1/4-inch socket drive adapter. So you can use socket sets with it. I mean, all you really need is to put one of these in this and you can use it with sockets, but this comes with it. Comes with this here, which is a fixed T-handle. But the real star of the show is this. This is a torque limiter up to, so it's not a whole lot, but a torque limiter up to 65 inch-pounds. So I don't have a way to show this. Let's take a T10 out of this. I'll sell my Leatherman ratchet for $300. Andy, I will buy it from you for $15. Final offer. All right, so this torque limiter, this is their universal torque limiter, but is this the good one or the bad one? Let's do it on the bad one. This is the bad one. Okay, so this torque limiter, put this in here, and then you can watch. Oh, wow, we're going to really crank that thing down. Let's find something else. That'll be too sketch. That thing is so tight now. Where is it? Right here. We really torqued that. What is something? Oh, we could just do it this way. So we can just stick that in here. Let's do it this way. It'll be easier to turn. So you can kind of know what kind of torque you're putting on this thing just by following the line. It's pretty cool, I think. Does it do lighter tolerances? No. I mean, you only have 0, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 inch-pounds. Which in terms of actual foot-pounds, the conversion, these are pretty low. I mean, to get to foot-pounds, you just divide these numbers by 12. So at the very top end, you're only doing like 5 foot-pounds of torque. We really torched that up. But I mean, that's still really cool, right? A torque limiter that you can keep in your bag. I mean, it's not a ton of torque, right? But it's still cool. But these sets right here are just money. Absolute money. My wife wants to steal this. I'd just be using it for folding knife screws, so I figure that's probably fine. Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, yeah. Yeah. You don't need anywhere near 65 inch-pounds to tighten a knife. Here, look. Let's get that TE10 back out. We actually have to take the torque limiter off so we can loosen this thing, because we tightened the crap out of it a second ago. All right, so let's try this again. So if we put this in here, it doesn't even come off the 0, and this thing is like barely off the 0, and this thing is almost torqued out. So that's like 1 foot-pound. Just over a foot-pound. Right? 1 foot-pound. It's so tight you can't flip it. So yeah, what you would need is that they have lighter torque limiters, and I can pull it up on their website and show you. This is their all-in-one. Anyone got a good medium flashlight with a white and red light? Before I pull that up, I might as well show you this. If this is medium-sized enough, this is the Woobin X3. I really like this light. It has magnetic base. There is a charging mount for it. I think it's right over here somewhere. That's not it. So it's got this little thing that makes it USB-C. It's also wireless recharging, so you can just throw this down on your phone's wireless recharger or wireless charger. And then there's also a case for it where you can drop this in the case and it'll charge, but that case also doubles as a lantern. What do you mean, any tips for operating the X3? Click to turn it on, and it has a display. Hold to change modes. Double click for turbo. 4 clicks is lockout. Hold from off is red, and hold just to switch your modes. And from off, 3 clicks is strobe. That's everything. So yeah, I really like this light. It's big for what I normally carry, but I've been rocking it for a while. I have 2 of them now, actually. Quick question: how do you check to see what side your bevel is on when sharpening a knife? Which side? What do you mean? Like, I mean, technically, you should have a bevel on both sides unless you have a chisel ground knife. Okay, let's pull this up. Let me get... Fix-It stick pulled up. I want to show you the... These things have been around for a while, I think. Not Fix Me stick. Come on, where are we at here? Why is it not coming up? Let's go to Google. I heard the Leatherman ratchet drivers were discontinued. I sure hope not. They're extremely popular. Okay, so let me... Give me just a sec. What? Can we... Why is this not working? There we go. Finally. What the hell? That was weird. All right. This thing's all jacked up now. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, so as you can see right here, they have, it looks like 4 different torque limiters. So these are the individual torque limiter sets. This is a full-on torque kit. I don't know what all that has in it. But there are 4 individuals, or you can have the one like what I have, which is all in one. Let's see if we can find torque tools. Yeah, there we go. So there's 60 inch-pounds or 62, a mini all-in-one. That's the one you're probably looking for right there. Because this one has 0, 6, 10, 15, 20. Why not 5? Why would that have 6 inch-pounds? I mean, that's half a foot-pound, I guess, but like... Why 6 inch-pounds? That's weird. That one goes all the way to 25. And then here's one that is 0 to 6. That's the one I have. And then here's a mini one, 4 inch-pounds. I got all these. Wow. Individual ones for each size, but they're $42 each. So... yeah, really depends on what you need it for, but I don't know if I'll ever even use this one, but it's cool. I mean, you're not going to be turning these things with much more than like, I don't know, 10 foot-pounds because there's not enough leverage, really. Holy price on those? Yeah, for real. Yeah, they're not cheap. There you go. Bench top toolkit, $525 for all the torque limiters. Let's see what the big ones are. Oh, wow. 100 inch pounds. So that's what, 9 foot pounds? Approximately. FocusWorks flashlights. I have not. Where they made? I don't know. Doesn't say. See if it says anything on here. Doesn't say on the actual product. See if they got it on their website. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Oh, dude, I need a slotted bit like that for my Bradford. They sent me one, or actually they sent me 3 different sets of the slotted bits, and they all broke. I think whoever put my Bradford Guardian scales on way over Loctited it. Let's see. Born in Illinois. I don't know. It doesn't say. I would imagine they're made overseas and then sent here, but it doesn't clarify. Oh, there we go. Taiwan. I was wrong. It does clarify. So, compact and handy little tools for shooters and cyclists made by a shooting and cycling enthusiast. So yeah, they have gun cleaning kits and stuff. This is cool. This is what I was talking about. They have like a pick that goes into that 1/4 inch slot, as well as a bronze scraper. So it's a no mar scraper because bronze is pretty soft. Bolt carrier group scraper. Thread adapter set, probably for like a cleaning rod maybe. And then we have brushes for cleaning and stuff. So they have all sorts of cool things that you can get, and you don't need to have all of their stuff. You don't have to have the fix-it sticks. You can buy specific 1/4 inch drive stuff, which I think is cool. Needed one for my hinderer today, had to cut a penny. Yeah, I've found, and it's not always advisable, but I've found that the way that I tend to handle a hinderer, I don't have what I do. I don't have anything that's going to like really help the visual, I guess. It's not advisable, but here's what I do. Weed that bolt carrier cleaner. What? Come on, Andy. Stop fat fingering it. So what I do, again, not advisable, is I just take a flathead and I hold the knife typically like this because it's on that back side. And I just put that flathead in that slot, one of those openings, just a corner of it, and then I turn a flathead this way to get the main screw out. It works. It's kind of tricky to finagle it, but dad duties call. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this fine Friday. When do we learn about the green Topo not Malibu knife? Next week. Good thing OSHA's not here. Yeah. Welcome from Australia, dude. Thank you for dropping in. It's pretty late for you, isn't it? It's quite late. Or is it early? It's like 3 a.m. for you, isn't it? Ish. I don't know Australian time. Where'd this come from? What is my favorite Victorinox? I don't even know. Mini Champ, probably. And it's discontinued, so that's helpful. 6:44 a.m. Wow, that's early. What are you doing up at 6:44 on a Saturday? Sleep in, dude. Take it from me. Can I show you guys one thing before I hop out of here? I mean, I'm going to either way. Actually, I got a couple of things. Let's talk about a couple of things. Because I got a sick care package the other day from Data Crew. The Snack Time Sling. I haven't said a thing about this. I forgot about it until yesterday. It was sitting on the chair. These things are really nice. In case you guys hadn't seen them. So you got a front pocket. You have a mesh pocket on the inside right here. As well as all this organization. But the cool thing, this is all hook and loop. This whole panel is hook and loop. So if you don't like that, get rid of it. But they also have this. So you can put this in there if you want. Yeah, I do like the orange on the inside, for sure. But you can change your organization method on the inside, and then there is a rear pocket as well. This thing's nice. I want to show you my favorite thing, though, about the Data Crew pouch. Oh, and you can also take this panel off. This is the best thing ever. The strap has an elastic loop on it, so it has give to it. That is sick. It's such a tiny little detail, but that is sick right there. Awesome. These things are sick. I don't know the price on these Snack Time Slings, though. You'd have to ask Ricky. He is still in the comments. It's very similar to the Vanquist bag. It's close, and I like my Vanquist dendrite a lot, but this thing is made exceptionally well. This is a much tougher material on the outside, or at least a heavier duty material. But it is similar in terms of configuration, for sure. The Vanquist dendrite has another pocket on the inside that this one doesn't have. I don't know if my dendrite's here. Like it should be. So 165 on the Data Crew Snack Time Sling. And we also have these two. So this is the Long Walks fanny from Vertex. Very similar configuration. You got a bigger front pocket here that has hook and loop on the inside. Then you have more hook and loop. So this is a panel that doesn't come with it. This panel is something I've added, but it's a zip pouch. It's a really good size for a phone. And then it has these two pockets here, but you can also put different panels. Vertex sells all sorts of panels that are hook and loop that would go inside this bag, and then a rear pocket. I mean, it's the same configuration, right? And then that one's like $60, and this one's like 65. The Vanquist dendrite. This one I've carried the most by far, other than my bum bag. So you have a front zip pouch. Then you have inside all sorts of organization. You have hook and loop back here, so you can put some stuff back here, but it has built-in. So this is a built-in pocket, which obviously if I had some pins bleeding here, but all of this is built in. And then you have a mesh pocket as well, and then also a rear pocket. The Tactigami stuff is epic. Yeah, it really is. The Tactigami stuff for Vanquist or from Vanquist, you can use it with anything, but really cool. And then what I really like about Vanquist is they also have this bottle pocket, which holds like a Nalgene, but it also holds up to like a half-gallon bottle. So this is easy. It can definitely handle a much larger bottle. I've had a much bigger bottle in here, and it holds it in really well. So this is one of my most carried, for sure. But yeah, I got the snack time sling and this little pouch as well, and a whole bunch of patches and stickers and a sweet sweatshirt. So maybe we'll do a video on my favorite pouches, patches, bags, whatever. What am I trying to say? Slings. Some point in the near future. The only downside is that a lot of them are not available, like readily available. My most carried bag is the Blue Ridge Overland Gear bum bag, but I have to show you something. I have a bigger one. So I'm going to get to your question really quickly, Greg. Thank you for the $5 donation. I will answer you in just a second. So Blue Ridge Overland Gear, at some point, they didn't really give us a timeline. They just said later. But they're coming out with a bigger bum bag. So I got a lot of stuff down in here. I really have not been organized this week at all. I've been throwing things, slinging things, throwing stuff everywhere, and everything is a mess. Just getting ready for some of these launches. But it is, I think I have... Here's the original bum bag. So here's the newer, bigger one that is not out yet. And here's a regular bum bag. So this is not quite as big as that snack time sling, but very close in size to the dendrite. I'm almost always zoomed out here. So it's a little smaller than the dendrite, but very close in size. I do not have any bum bags to give away. So what happened when they expanded it is they added another molly loop down here on the bottom, which is really nice. We have a longer hook and loop panel on the front as well. And then they added a pocket to the back, which this one does not have. And then you've got this little loop here. They did kind of oopsie a little bit. There's supposed to be a panel here that blocks this off. So this one's not actually complete. And just hook and loop on both sides on the inside. I've added my own organization to the inside with a Vanquist Velcro organizer and then a Tough Possum Skittle pouch. So it's just a pouch, one zip, and some hook and loop. So in fact, let's get some stuff thrown in there to keep this organized a little better. Galindo Hobby, does your spouse say another bag every time you get a new bag or pouch? No, because I just get things on the reg, like literally all the time. She used to, but now it just stuff all the time. So yeah, I have to say, as much as I love the bum bag, this one is the new bay. This one is the new bay. No idea when a bigger one is dropping. We are actually restocking these next week, I believe, but I think it'll be next year before the big ones come out. They've got some stuff they're still working on to make it official or like ready for prime time. Okay, so to answer your question, Greg, I'm going to go to P&W's website. I'm guessing you're asking about the carry commission trays or the P&W trays on carry commission. So let's pull up P&W. And go there. Can we see it? Okay. So trays, and you were asking, he says, what's up? What are the dimensions of the canvas travel trays, XL versus small? So the small travel tray is very small. Like this one is just, I think, a regular tray. Here's a good picture representation of all of them combined. So the XL is the bottom one and the small is the top one. Let's see if we can get an actual a small travel tray. 9 1/4 by 8 1/2. So 9 1/4 by 8 1/2. And the XL tray is like 14 by 14, I think. Okay, so the small here says 8 1/2 by 8 1/2. XL's 15 by 15. And then once that's the flat measurement. So that is when it is unsnapped and laid out flat. When they are snapped, it's actually a little bit smaller at 10 by 10, and the small tray is 5 by 5. So much smaller. That, like I said, that small one is very small, like 5 by 5. Really small. And the XL is 10 by 10. We need a bum backpack. Can you add your camera gear in that bigger bag? I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I forgot camera 3 is still just tracking Triple H back there. Oh man. He is shining right now. I just noticed a person behind you. Yeah. Oh, I think I left it in the truck. I did. Okay, here's the other thing I want to show you guys. Look at all this stuff I've piled up now. This is one of my favorite pickups from Georgia Bushcraft. I wanted the most ridiculous, overbuilt, ludicrous fixed blade knife I could find, and I found it. This thing is like a ½ pound. It is 1/4 inch stock, and it just melts into the hand. I know that sounds ridiculous. Yes, I have used it. It is a really good chopper. I have also chipped it already, right there. I was batoning it through a coconut and chipped it. But this is the Comsar from Wheelis Forge. Wheelis. Wheelis. This thing is ridiculous. And I love it so much. I have some rust on it too. We'll fix it up. I gotta get that chip out of it and get the rust off of it. But yeah, this thing's badass. You held that, and it is a monster. But hey, Andy, you can back me up on this. It felt pretty good, didn't it? It might be the most ridiculous fixed blade I've ever handled, but it feels good in the hand. This thing's a beast. Here, let's just show you the comparison between this thing and the knife I carry every day. It may be huge, but it felt good, right? What can I say? I have a knack. Matt, Ali, I just ordered the nesting tins. Dude, I can't wait to have them delivered so I can start organizing them. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously. All war swords are chipped. Yeah. What steel is what? The Wicket or this? This is ADCR and this is Magna Cut. All right, oh, it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I gotta go brine a turkey. Ricky, he just showed us the chip. Yeah, it's tiny. It's a little chip, but yeah. Ricky's like, Ricky said, he said, you're never gonna use this knife. You're never gonna have a use for this thing. Dude, day one, back in the office after Georgia Bushcraft, there's a girl, my neighbor here at the office. She's outside trying to cut a coconut open with a kitchen knife, like a paring knife. And I'm like, I got you. And I went and got this thing. I found a stick and I batoned it straight through that coconut. Never going to have a use for that knife. Day one. Should I have used the hatchet that I had right beside it? Yeah, probably. but that's not the point. The point is use your shit. Hello, Neo here, looking for a new knife that is comparable to a Ferrum Forge Stinger with a pointy tip. Any recommendations? Ferrum Forge Stinger, great knife. Something with a comparable pointy tip, really thin blade stock. Give me a second, hang on, I know the answer to this. Hang on. What's your price point? Give me your price point. Coconut chopping like a boss. Hell yeah. Ricky should be editing a video. We got a big old video next week. The bum bag is nice. It's just too small. Well, that's why they're making a bigger one. Favorite Chris Reeve knife model before you go? Umnumzon. Of course. $80 to $100. Okay, so we got this. This is basically the Ferrum Forge Stinger. It's just the Terzula ATCF Lite. It doesn't have quite the same pointy tip because it's got a little more belly, but it's basically the same exact knife. Like all the same features, same steel, Nitro V, same manufacturer, same colors, same clip. Like, but I would say this is going to be about as close as you can get, to my knowledge, to the Stinger. It's not quite as much of a pointy tip, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's one out there that I'm just forgetting in that price range, but there's so many knives now. Now, for much cheaper, there is a Sin Cut model, the Tynan, I think is what it's called, but it's like $28. But yeah, if you want something that's newer, Nitro V, I believe Nitro V, and really fidgety and all that jazz, the Civivi Vision FG is your jam. And this is also made by Civivi or We. I really like this knife a lot, but some people probably think it's a little small. I like it. Okay. Buck Highline, we got one in the Walmart video, I believe. Yeah, okay. I got a lot going on here on the table. I got to clean this up and go home. Whew. Look at this. One last thing. This is also a really sick pickup from Georgia Bushcraft. This is the LT Wright Knives Patriot in A2 steel. Then we have a hand-carved bead from my buddy Jonathan Burton, or the Bearded Burton on Instagram. Hand-carved skull bead from a bone. We have blue Richlite handles with copper pins and green liners. This thing's sweet. I have two really small LT Wright knives. The Patriot and the Frontier First in Python micarta and Magna Cut steel. What do you guys think about this knife? I want to know your opinions, because I quite like it. Matt Morales, thank you for the 99 cent or $1 donation. Appreciate you, and thank you for hanging out today. Thank you very much. What do you guys think about that, real quick, before we go? Should I do a poll? It's already 3:06. I like it a lot. I just want to see. There we go. Poll's running. Eat a pickled egg before I leave. Do I have a cyber tool? I don't even know what the cyber tool is. Hang on. Oh, wait. Pickled eggs are eggs in here, you gotta like round them up now. Make a mess. I don't have any napkins. Look at that masterpiece. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. Everybody should have one pickled egg a day. Brooks Tells, thank you for the membership. I appreciate you. Ooh. Last little bit was salty. Oh, yeah. Okay. I saw Dave's question. What is currently on the top of the knife list you want to buy next? I'm going to be honest. There's nothing I really want right now. Something I've wanted for a very long time was a Winkler. And Taylor at Ridge Runner Blades gave me this SD1 at Blade Show. Or not Blade Show. Georgia Bushcraft. Tribal walnut. Or is that maple? I think it's walnut. Tribal walnut SD1. And comes with the discrete carry solutions clip. It has a like felt lined or velvet lined, leather lined Kydex sheath that just so nice. Yeah, so I have a million fixed blades now, but there's really not anything that I know of that I'm wanting now. So, yeah. That's it. Okay, I do have to get going, guys. I have to get this turkey on the brine so I can smoke it for the family tomorrow. We're doing an early Thanksgiving thing, so Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I'm not going to commit to next week yet. We have a big carry commission drop next Friday, so stay tuned for that. We have a new knife coming out, a collaboration. We have, like 6 or 7 products coming out. So if you're a Patreon or maybe you're a member on the channel, I'll send out early access for those drops on Thanksgiving Day. But I don't know that I'll be here on Friday after Thanksgiving. I want to be with my family. I've been all over the place, so I'm probably going to take the day. But yeah, we'll be back after that. I've been all over. I've been working late nights. I've been working around the clock and traveling a lot. So it's time to chill and hang out with the family for a few days. I'll probably take a little bit off after Thanksgiving, not a whole week, but just a couple days, and then we'll be back at it for Christmas festivities. But the idea is to get back to weekly streaming. So we're getting there, but there's been a lot going on lately. Like more than ever, this is the busiest I've ever been in my life. So it's all worth it. It's been a lot of fun, but I am going to take some time. So thank you all to all the members. Everybody comes and hangs out at these streams. Anybody who bought one of the pocket safes today, thank you very much. Love you all. Appreciate you. And I will see you guys next stream. Not next week. Whenever I live stream next. I'll see you then. Bye.